Alright, the next thing that we want to do is fill out our discussion. And it shouldn't be too difficult because we have a beautiful chart here with all of our results. And we know what our hypothesis was, and so we have everything that we need. So the first thing you want to do is write a sentence that both sums up the data and reports the results of the hypothesis. So it would kind of go like this, and you can edit it later. You just have to get that first little thing down there. So I would say, looking at this chart, that it looks like Alka-Seltzer neutralized more than twice as much HCl as Tums. Therefore, the hypothesis that, and let's go up and refer to our hypothesis. There we go. That Alka-Seltzer would neutralize more acid than Tums was supported. All right, that's your first sentence. And see, it does. It sums up the data. Here we have our average right here. And then we want to look here and we want to see what else do we know from this, and what else do we need to say, and what other direction might this research want to go in. And so some things that I would probably mention, although there is variation from one repetition to the next, in each, or let's say each time the experiment was performed, the Alka-Seltzer treatment neutralized more than the Tums treatment. All right, got a double word in here. All right. Now, what does this mean? It means that our experimental procedure was not very tight. And so what's a more scientific way of saying that? The experiment, or the experimental procedure, should be refined to minimize variation. All right, another thing that was noticed during the experiment, we could say researchers, note how I'm not saying I or we, because that would be first person and that would net you an automatic 0 if you remember. Researchers noted that the Tums treatment took longer to dissolve and may have had some residual buffering capacity, or this isn't chemistry, so I know you guys don't maybe know what that is, but let me go with something you would know. All right, may have had some residual ability to neutralize acid after the experiment was completed. Additionally, there may be other factors that are not recognizable in a test tube, such as potential side effects when used in live subjects. Alright, so you want to talk about further research that could be done and that sort of thing. Alright, now the next thing we want to do is just talk about our works cited. I had done all of my research ahead of time, so when I was writing my introduction, I had already done my research, and so I was able to just put little placeholders here. Now we need to fill in those placeholders, and so what I want to do is just a couple of these, and then I'll fill them all out on my own later. So let's look at this Tums one. With Wikipedia, it's actually fairly easy because they have, if I click on here, it says go to link. I can go to this link, and if you look here, it says cite this page. So if you use Wikipedia, you can go here to the MLA format and cite it. You're good. So I went through and I filled out my citations here. And so if I want to put this citation in, I can take my citation, copy it over here to Works Cited, paste it, and that is my A. So everywhere that I have an A, I go in here, I'm going to backspace over that, and I'm going to put in this. That's my parenthetical documentation. Now if you only have one Wikipedia source, you don't have to put in Tums afterwards, but if you have more than one, you do have to distinguish between them. Alright, so that citation's done. And you can see I have several more to do. Now, I'm going to just show you another thing that can help you with this. We're going to go to BibMe, and this is free. We want MLA, because that's what I told you to use. And you can put a website in here. Let's just take a website like, let's go with this one here. My What is Antacid's website. I needed to cite that, so I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste it here into the URL bar. I'm going to hit search websites. And there's going to be some problems. First of all, I go here and it says, hey, we don't find a bunch of stuff. And that's fine, because if I go to the actual website here, let me do that. Move it over here. You can see what we're doing. I can fill a lot of this stuff in. For instance, right down here, it tells me that the current version of this article was written by Lawrence Knott. And I know the website title is Patient. I need to figure out who sponsors this so I can go to home. But before I do that, I want to look down here. I've also got a date here for last checked. So that would be 2014 November, and it looks like they even have a day here that would be 24th. And so that would be the day that was electronically published. Then we'll have the day that it was accessed, and I usually put the URL in, and then you create the citation. Okay, and so there we go. It created our citation right there. And so we can take that citation, copy it, paste it into our works cited. We need our parenthetical, and we can actually just hit that right there. See? And it tells us that our parenthetical should be not 2014. Not. Which one was that? Which one was not? That was F. Okay? So we go up here to F and Control V. Uh-oh. We need to match our destination formatting. That's doable. Get rid of the extra parentheses, and we're set. Alright? So you're going to just do that with all of these, every one of these. And once I've got my 1F in there, I can go ahead and fill both of those out. Alright, you get the idea, right? And I'm going to have to get rid of that yellow as well. And, you know, I would definitely recommend when you put in these placeholders that you highlight them in some color so that you know that they're there. Otherwise, you're going to turn this in with placeholders and lose points. So you finish all that up, and then you will be pretty much done, except for you still need to put everything in alphabetical order. Note that my not here is not in alphabetical order. It's got highlighting on it. It's got some problems. My results is down here. By the time I get everything filled in, I'm going to want to make everything look good. And then you also have to proofread this. I guarantee you that this has mistakes in it, because it's just how it is. And so if I get up tomorrow and reread this, I'm going to find some mistakes that I made, and I'll fix them. And that's it. That's it. Once you've done all of this, you're pretty much done. You've just got proofreading and polishing to do, and that's it. All right?